Good day everyone, so this is the Cadet Villarubia Christian Floyd, and for today we'll be doing the Navigation 213 Assessment Plan 3. So in the Assessment Plan 3, we have a scenario description. The vessel departed from Kabugay Bay with a bearing of 13 degrees and 32.5 minutes north and 124 degrees and 16 minutes east at 300 hours on December 7, 2020. Bound to Tacloban Pilot Station, which has a bearing of 11 degrees and 27.5 minutes north and 124 degrees and 52 minutes east. So we have a ship's draft of 9 meters and a speed of 10 knots. The initial conditions is standby for departure after sheltering due to typhoon. So we have performance criteria needed to be done in this assessment plan. So the first one is lay course lines on the charts from the departure to arrival position, clear from any underwater obstruction and hazards. So we need to plot a course line from Kabugay Bay to the Tacloban Pilot Station without any obstructions, underwater obstructions and hazard. As you can see from the chart here, I already plotted the course line. So the second one is use terrestrial charted objects as turn bearing for course alteration. So we have lighthouses, the Ungay Point Lighthouse, the Kapul Island Lighthouse, the Allen Lighthouse, and the Hadabatas Channel Lighthouse for the charted objects used as turning bearing. Then use the available tide able to determine the height of the water during passage in the nearest underwater obstructions. So the first nearest underwater obstruction is the Virac Bank. So we have here the Virac Bank. So the total distance from Kabugay Bay to Tacloban City or Tacloban Pilot Station is 141.3 degrees nautical miles. And for the Virac Bank, to calculate the to-go distance, we need to subtract 141.3 by 137.4 nautical miles, which is on the table. So we'll have 3.9 nautical miles. So this will be the distance for the Virac Bank. So also in the table, we have a passage time of 0.4 hours. So in order to calculate it or to find its minutes, we need to convert it by multiplying 0.4 by 60 minutes. So we'll have 24 minutes. So the ETA for the Virac Bank, we need to add the 3 hours, which is the departure from Kabugay Bay to Tacloban Pilot Station. So 3 hours plus 24 minutes, so we have an estimated time of arrival for Virac Bank of 3 hours and 24 minutes. Next is the Diamante Rock. So for the Diamante Rock, we have a to-go distance 141.3 nautical miles subtracted by the 66.9 nautical miles as listed on the table for Diamante Rock. So we'll have a to-go distance of 74.4 nautical miles. So in finding the time, we have a formula of time is equals to distance over speed. But in this case, we have the table to be guided us in finding the passage time. So the passage time, as stated in the table, is 7.4 hours. 7.4 hours, 0.4 converted to minutes, we'll have 7 hours and 24 minutes. So you have a speed of 10 knots. And for the ETA, or the estimated time of arrival, we need to add the 3 hours, which is the ETA for Kabugay Bay to Tacloban. So 3 hours plus the 7 hours and 24 minutes for the Diamante Rock's to-go distance. We have an ETA for Diamante Rock of 10 hours and 24 minutes. So the next criteria is use the calculated height of the tide to determine the actual depth of the water during passage in the nearest underwater obstructions. So first, the Virac Bank. So it is in the table that the height of tide, or in the tide table, the height of tide is 0.3 meters. on the time of 3 hours and 24 minutes. Then we have a ship's draft of 9 meters. And a charted datum near the wreck bank is 46. As you can see from the chart here. So we have 49 and 46, but we'll need to choose the smallest number. So for the charted datum, we have 46 meters. Then we need to add the charted datum and the height of tide to get the observed depth. So 46 meters plus 0.3 meters, we'll have the observed depth of 46.3 meters. And in finding the UKC, which is one of the criteria to be answered. So in finding the UKC, we need to subtract the observed depth to the draft of the ship. So we have the observed depth of 46.3 subtracted by 9 meters. So we'll have the UKC for the wreck bank on 3 hours and 24 minutes or 324 hours of 37.3 meters. That will be its UKC. The next is for the Diamante Rock. So in the Diamante Rock, on the time of 10 hours and 24 minutes, we have a height of tide of 0.1 meters as seen in the table. And in the charted datum, as seen in the chart, it has here 110 and 48, but we need to still choose the lowest number, which is 48. So 48 meters will be the charted datum. Then we need to add that to the height of tide, which is 0.1. It's 0.1 to find the observed depth. So the observed depth is 48.1 meters. So next is finding the UKC when passing near that underwater obstruction. So in finding the UKC, observed depth minus the draft. So 48.1 meters subtracted by 9 meters, we'll have a 39.1 meters underkill clearance when passing through Diamante Rock or passing near the Diamante Rock. And that will be all for the Navigation 213 Assessment Plan 3. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you learned something.